What's up, YouTube? Hello, my subs. I love you guys. For all of you that have been with me for a long time, and for those of you that are new, this video is going to be for you. We're going to be doing a recap of my life, a little bit of recap of my channel in the past 3 years, and we're going to be discussing some very quirky, weird facts about me. This is not exactly a Q&A, although I'm going to go ahead and answer some things that I get frequently asked. I'm going to be kind of glossing over a lot of subjects. So if you guys want me to elaborate more on these subjects and my experiences, please let me know in the comments section. And yeah, we'll get detailed. I live on a beautiful independent island. That means there's 9 miles of water between me and the mainland. I moved to Smith Island 3 years ago with my children, and not too long after that, I met the island's most eligible bachelor. I was not looking, but Baruch Hashem, he had different ideas. I honestly still can't believe that I met my soulmate on pokey old Smith Island. Who knew? But I definitely met my beshert, my destiny. And we got married in September, and this is the best. It's the best. I'm at the best place right now. I didn't think that there would be somebody out there that was that I was so compatible with, and we are really good partners. Business, pleasure, it doesn't matter what we do, we always have a good time together, and we're both pretty creative people and love to bounce ideas off of each other. We laugh. Oh my gosh. He has the best sense of humor. And, well, I have to have a good sense of humor because my husband is a handful. He makes me blush. And what's really interesting about this union is not only was Terry the island's most eligible bachelor, but he was also the 40-year-old virgin. And because of that, I think that there was probably like a lot of rumors in the beginning. People really didn't know what I was about and why I was with Terry, and I think that they thought that he was being taken advantage of or something like that. But what they did not know was that I liked the fact that he hadn't been with anybody, because I knew I wasn't going to get any pressure. And at that point in my life, I was definitely very ambivalent about dating and being with anybody. So I love that Terry was at that point in his life and waiting for somebody special. And wow. I've definitely been questioned, what kind of Jew are you anyways? So let me explain. Yes, I am Jewish in terms of bloodline, but I was not raised Jewish. I am Jewish on my mother's side of the family through her father and through her maternal grandfather. We are Ashkenazi. I always knew my entire life that I was Jewish. I absolutely gravitated towards Judaism, whether it was having Jewish friends or just, I don't know, hanging out with the Damascus Theater Company, because most of Damascus Theater Company was Jewish, and that's definitely where I wanted to be. When I was 17 years old, I ended up in a relationship with a very nice Jewish guy. We were together for a couple of years, and when I was with him, that's really when it sparked some kind of fire in me, but I was never vocal about it. In fact, I never even talked to him about it. At that point in time, I was actually Catholic. I had become Catholic when I was 16 years old because I was very much seeking. I was seeking out God, religion, faith, and I was with a Catholic guy. So I ended up going that direction. When I was college age, I went to a Jewish college, and I really wish that I had taken full advantage of the education that I could have gotten from there, especially in terms of, I don't know, like learning Hebrew and just taking more classes about, Jewish law and just really learning halakha. I really wish that I would have, used that opportunity more. But hindsight is always 20/20. And for the past 10 years, I've been more of a Reformed Jew. Have gone to a Reformed synagogue, and at this part of my life, I want more. So about 5 months before I got married, I really started transitioning in my life, really becoming more observant, making sure to observe the Sabbath, and then keep kosher, make sure to pray 3 times a day. And I've really gone into more of an orthodox way of Judaism. I can't call myself Orthodox because I'm not, and I don't know enough yet to even do that. However, that is what I'm striving for. And what's my island job? So Well, the guy that I work for calls me his operations manager. I think that that's just really fancy terminology for a little bit of property management and hospitality. So basically, I'm in the hospitality business, especially during tourist season. And during tourist season, Terry and I have our little family business, Jack and Pickles Shanty. It's the only nightlife and entertainment spot on the island. And when I say nightlife, like I mean, it's the only place open past 4 p.m. Now, formally, I was a Screen Actors Guild member, actress. I don't talk about it too much. I don't think that what I did in the industry in terms of on film was that spectacular. I basically paid my dues as an extra. I did have some lines in some different industrials and student films and things like that. Altogether, I got my fill. I did what I wanted to do on set, and I ended up going behind the scenes. All right, now this is where it gets interesting. Now, in my 30s, I went into talent marketing. I was a senior director for a talent marketing firm, and I saw a lot. I absolutely saw a lot. And Hollywood is not what people think it is. It's smoke and mirrors. It's a rouge. It's meant to influence people away from God. And at one point, myself and there was a couple other people in the office, we were told to check our souls at the door before we come into the office. So that just, stuff like that doesn't sit well with me. And the longer that I was there and I saw that there was really a very big deception in the media front, especially in terms of the news media, I bailed. I don't feel comfortable being part of a deception that steers people in the wrong direction. I'm just not down with that. So I left. And inevitably, I would go back to teaching because my education is actually in child development. So during all these times that I've not been on set or that I was going to auditions, I actually had a day job teaching. So after I left the talent marketing job, I went back into teaching, and that's what I did for quite a while. In between, I did a little bit of the CNA work, but I always went back to teaching because, like I said, that was where my education was, and there's not a whole lot of money in it, but it's definitely more money teaching than there was being a CNA. So when I moved to the island, that actually was what I was doing again. I was working as a Head Start teacher, and I would go over to the mainland every day. Now during COVID and the shutdown, which I really needed that reset because I had a classroom of 17 and I hardly had any help. Some days it was really just begging for an aid. Teachers are very overworked, and I really don't think they're very protected. So when the shutdown happened, that was good for me because my job was really stressing me out. And at that same time, I ended up getting a huge opportunity dropped in my lap, and it was an opportunity to get back into the industry. And not only that, but to get back into it on my terms. So I have been working on a couple of projects with a production company for the past 2 years. We are finally getting to a point where I can almost disclose everything to you guys and tell you which networks to be watching. And I can't wait. Sometimes the question I get is, well, if I watch a movie, will I see you in it? So I thought we should play a game. Instead of Where's Waldo, we're gonna play this game called Where's Ellie? I'm gonna give you guys 3 movies to watch. You spot me in the scene and then email me the 3 scenes that you found me in, and I'm gonna send you guys a free bag of Smith Island Beans coffee. So, here are the videos. These 3 movies were my favorites to work on because they were all period pieces, and I loved seeing the different set designs and how they would bring in all these antiques and just the vintage costumes. All of that I absolutely loved. So the first one is Washington Square. Check that one out. Next, Liberty Heights. And the last one is called Something the Lord Made. It originally was an HBO special. I want everybody to watch that movie, Something the Lord Made, especially since we are so close to Black History Month. That is a beautiful movie, and it should be watched by the whole family. So go check those out, find me, and then you're gonna email the scenes to me, lintoneastcoast@gmail.com, and if you're right, I get your coffee out to you. The best movies, in my opinion, of all time. Rocky 2. Yes. The Color Purple. Yes. And then there's the movies and shows you will catch me watching when nobody else is in the house. I might as well just show you what those are. All of the things that I loved as a kid, I still love now. I love me some Pippi Longstocking. And I can absolutely be caught still watching Fairy Tale Theater. Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater. And Shelley Duvall is the reason why I am obsessed with impersonating olive oil.
I said fully, and I mean fully. Fully.
I have a slightly lazy eye, and it definitely picks up on film and photos a lot of the time. What I enjoyed so much about watching Shelley Duvall when I was growing up was the cool expression she could do with her eyes, because she just had these big, beautiful eyes that she could shift and turn and be so expressive with. And I can do that too. Not only that, but my lazy eye actually helps out in some circumstances, especially when I'm impersonating olive oil. I have a slightly lazy eye, and it definitely picks up on film and photos a lot of the time. What I enjoyed so much about watching Shelley Duvall when I was growing up was the cool expression she could do with her eyes, because she just had these big, beautiful eyes that she could shift and turn and be so expressive with. And I can do Alright, fun fact. I have written 4 books. The other book that I'm missing is called The Catholic Girls. I have the Mennonite Girl. The Catholic Girl and the Mennonite Girl are both part of a series that I had started for young adults. And this is my first one. This is my second one. And the reason why I've written all of these books is just to prove that I can. I have quite a number of learning disabilities, including dyslexia, dyscalculia. I have a really hard time transferring information. I had to have a lot of resources pretty much my entire school career from the time that I was 6 years old. It was really hard. Reading still isn't my thing, but I love to write. And growing up, very often I was told, never by my parents, but I was told, you know, by my peers, and I also had a couple of really nasty teachers at one point, and when I had made it known that I wanted to be an author someday, I was told that I was never going to be able to do that because I could barely read. So that was more of a push for me to prove to myself that I could. So that's why I wrote 4 books. I love to write. I have a lot more in my head that I need to get out, but it's just not one of those things that I get in the mood to do so often. It's just another hobby. When it really hits me, I get into it, I pound something out, and then I'll move on to the next thing. Do I have a huge success with my book sales? No. Nobody that is not like on the New York's bestseller list is making money writing. But like the majority of all the things that I do, money isn't my motivation. Neither is fame, for that matter. Fact, a lot of my learning disabilities growing up were really exacerbated by the fact that I had Lyme disease and I was not getting treatment for it. Lyme disease can cause a lot of encephalitis. It can cause a lot of issues physically. So I did not have a very easy childhood. I was sick, I was ill growing up with it, and I actually didn't get treatment until I was 30 years old. So by that time I had already passed it in utero to all 3 of my children. So that's definitely a story for another time, but every day right now I maintain by taking a bunch of antibiotics, and I'm also on an antifungal. I have to take a lot of supplements, but for the most part I feel pretty good, other than my chronic pain, and that leads us into the next quirky fact. For many, many years, I was on morphine every day, actually for about 8 years, and alternating with Percocets. So I had my extended release morphine, and then as for breakthrough pain, if I started to feel, pain in between the 2 times that I would take my extended release morphine, I would go ahead and take a Percocet. Well, after 8 years of that, surprisingly, I actually never got addicted to it. That was really surprising that I was able to just quit so easily. But what it definitely did was kill my liver. I was already having a lot of problems with my liver enzymes because of the Lyme disease, and being on all of those narcotics was not helping me. So I never smoked before. I didn't hang out with people that even did, but at 40 years old, I got my medical marijuana card, and guess what? It works. And now I am such an advocate for this grown miracle medicine. I feel great, and it's also replaced some of my antifungals because they have such great natural properties to them. So the reason why I'm definitely telling you guys this is because when you tune in and you see my videos, once in a while my eyes are pretty droopy. I mean, they're kind of droopy anyways. I've always been like that, but sometimes a little bit more than usual, and that's because I am smoking. I am probably in a lot of pain. It's either that or I'm having a lot of intestinal issues and my gut feels like it's going to explode, and will get a lot of nausea. So the medical marijuana absolutely helps tone down that nausea. It gives me a great appetite because I have a really hard time also maintaining a healthy weight with the Lyme disease. So I'm able to eat. Sometimes I even binge and kind of enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. Last crazy bit of facts. I am an INFJ personality, which is the rarest personality type in the world. I'm also the rarest blood type, which is AB positive. So what does that mean? If I'm not helping somebody or if I'm not learning something new, there is no point. I guess that kind of sums up the INFJ personality type with AB positive blood. I'm a very different breed. I also have some strange hobbies. That's all for now, guys. I think I probably talked your ear off enough for one day. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you guys made it to the end, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you guys have any questions or you want me to elaborate any more about the subjects that I talked about, please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to find out where's Ellie amongst those 3 movies so that you can get your coffee. All right, guys, thank you so much. Blessings and peace to you guys. Bye.